Hi everybody, I want to tell you about my game called Absolutely Valuable. In this portion we're going to go over the different components that you get with the game and some additional materials that you'll need to play it. So the first thing you want to do is print out the rule sheet, and it has some graphics in there to help you understand the game, but this video will also do that for you. You want to print out the number line, and I've trimmed mine down and laminated it and kind of taped it together so that it's all in one piece and we have it all together. You'll want to print out the equation mat, and again I laminated it. I laminate everything, totally worth the money. And the gem value sheet, you want to have that laminated. If you don't, you're going to have to print out multiple copies of this. Every time you play you'll need a new sheet because the students will be writing on here, and then obviously you want someone else using that. The gems, you want to print those out. I laminated them again. They're a little bit easier to manipulate and move around if they're laminated, easier to pick up. Another thing you could do if you didn't want to use these, if you go to a craft store and you purchase those gems that they have, like those little plastic gem-like things, you could use those instead. You would want to have the 4 colors though, the red, blue, green, and yellow to, represent the different types of gems, the ruby, the topaz, or I'm sorry, the diamond, the emerald, and the topaz. Okay. And then the last printable part is the cards. Now what I like to do with my cards is I print out on color paper the back of the card, and then what I do is I take old playing cards. In this case I had some old Lego playing cards, and I put it between the two, and then I put it in a card sleeve. So you could use any card sleeve. I just go online and I Google it and I find a whole bunch for free, not free, sorry, for cheap, and use those. And I like to use these zip top bags to keep everything organized. Okay, so that's all the printable stuff, but you're also going to need pawns. What I recommend is 3 of the same color for each player. So I'm going to show you a 3-player game, and I have 3 purple, 3 orange, and 3 brown. What I did on purpose was pick colors that are different than these, because sometimes students think that the color pawn has something to do with the color gem, and it doesn't. This way they can see they don't correspond. That's not necessary, it's just one less question I would have to ask or answer during the lesson. Okay, so those are all the components. For this portion of the video, I'm going to go over the game setup just the way I have it written in the rule document here. So it says first, place the number line in the middle of the table. So I have that so all players can reach it. And then I randomly placed the gems on here. You didn't need to see me do that. That would have been a waste of your video time. All right, notice it is random. I have a whole bunch of red right here in a row. That happens. It's not a big deal. It's good. All right, then you're going to take your pawns, and purple will be player 1, and this is the reason that I have 3 of them. Because here it says the pawns will go on 1 and -1, but I like them to have this one in front of them so they remember what color they are. It's not necessary, but that's what I like to do. Player 2 puts their pawns on -2 and +2, and then player 3 goes on 3 and -3. All right. Then we shuffle the cards, and that's where having the page or the card protectors on them makes it nice and easy to shuffle. They just slide together. Okay. So let me set you aside here. Make sure we can see this. Okay. So then it says to draw 4 number cards to determine the initial value of each gem. Okay, the first number card drawn is the value of the top gem, the ruby. So here I got a 4. So this is worth 4 right now. A king, we're going to ignore him. We're looking for number cards. 2 is the value of the diamond. Emerald is 0. and the topaz is 4. Okay, so we're going to record that on there. Record this information on the gem value sheet. Ignore any queen or king cards that are drawn during this time. Replace the cards back in the deck and shuffle. Okay, so I'm just going to set this to the side right now. We're going to shuffle these. Deal 5 cards to each player. So 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5. Place the remainder of the deck face down to recreate the draw pile. The equation mat begins with player 1, so that's this, and player 1 is the youngest player. Okay, and that is our setup. That's how we begin our game. All right, let's go through the gameplay. So we're in the middle of a game here. You can see that our gem values have changed and our pawns have moved, and I don't know if you can see it, but our players now have some gems in their possession. All right, so let's go over this. So using the number cards. So what you're going to do is the players are going to look at the 5 cards they have, and the strategy is you're trying to land on the gems with the highest value. So if I look at the gem value sheet, I can see that the diamonds have the highest value of 10. So I'd like to land on those, or land where another player has their pawns so I can steal from them, or possibly give them a gem that has a negative value, which is possible. Okay, so player 1, it's his turn again, and he's the purple one. We remember that because he has that here. And he would like to try to land here on this 5. And there's 3 reasons he wants to land there. 1, if he gets this plus 10, nobody can steal it from him. It is his 10. The only things you can steal are gems from each other. The other reason he wants to land here is because orange is here. He would be able to steal a gem from orange, and so is the brown player, the 3rd player, and he would be able to steal a gem from them. So he looks at his hand, and he's trying to land on the 5. So this is how it works. The opposite of this number tells you the center. So I'm going to put this right here. So let me grab my pawns here. So the center will be positive 7. I know you can't really see the numbers on the number line in the video, but that's where the positive 7 is on the number line. And then over here, that's the distance we're going to go. So the opposite of this is the center. If I had put it up here, I would shift this down to negative 7. Okay? But I put it here in the minus, so we go at positive 7. The distance is 2. So each pawn is going to go 2. 1, 2, that one went to the right. 1, 2, that one went to the left. So player 1 gets those 2 items. So we're going to put that into his collection there. We're going to replace the 2 randomly from the bag here. So there's 1, topaz, oh, and another topaz. Okay. And now, since he landed where the brown and the orange are, he's going to steal from their collections. Let me show you over here. So diamonds are worth the most. They're worth 10. So he's going to take this diamond from player 3. And we have what? Ruby and emerald. Emerald's worth more than the ruby, so he's going to take that one. Okay? And then we discard these 2 cards, and he gets 2 new ones. And now his turn is over. And let's put this back. Okay. Now player 2 is going to go. It's their turn again. And this player has the queen. Now what the queen does is special. She changes the value of the gems. The queen can lower or decrease the value. A king can increase. So the queen, and the highest card he has right now is a 6. So he's going to take the queen and the 6, and he gets to pick which one. Now if I look at all the gems here, I don't know if you can see them real well. Player 2 only has red, and this guy has a lot of blue. So what he's going to do is try to lower, he will. He won't just try. He will lower the value of blue. He's going to take that down 6 units. So 10 minus 6 is 4. So this will go down to 4. Okay? And like I said before, this could go negative. So if we were to lower it again, maybe by, say, another 6, it would go down to negative 2. Okay, discard these two, take 2 new ones, and player 2's turn is over. Let's see what player 3 has here. Oh, he has a king. Let's see here. So maybe he wants to use a king and a number, but let's make him move. Let's practice this a little bit. I'm just going to throw some numbers down, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so this is our brown pawn. And can we see that on here? Yes. So we are at +2. So that means the center is -2. This is the center. The opposite of this is the center. This is the distance. So he's going to go 6 left and 6 right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where they land, that's the value of x. So the answer to this equation, x equals 4. If I plug a 4 in, it works. X also equals -8. He landed on -8. -8 plus 2. The absolute value of that is 6. Okay, so he gets 2 green ones. That was brown. We replace with 2 random ones. And we got an emerald and a diamond. These get discarded. 2 new ones. And then it's back to player 1. Okay, so it keeps going around like that. There are 2 options for games ending. My favorite is to tell the students we are going to play until this time, and whoever has the most points at that time is the winner. The other way you could do it is once somebody has a certain amount of items. So once someone has 16 items, the game will be over. And then you see who has the most points. So you have 2 options there. Okay, let's just look at this. Let's make sure we've covered everything. The 2 options, the win condition, and then the one question I do get a lot is what happens if we run out of gems on our thing here, because our bag only has so many. Well, one thing you could do as the teacher is you could just keep copying them, laminating them, and have like a bag full of them that they would never run out. That's one option. The other option is it just runs out. Now it's an empty dig site. If you land there, you get nothing. So it would be some more strategy for the students to try to not land there because they won't get anything. Okay, so that's my game, Absolutely Valuable. I hope you like it.